taking up the topic of the avatars,
Avatars. Okay.
revelations of God by Tarkam Saradarian is the most dynamic or most important area where every individual should understand this word called avatars. And what I could see in these books or life of Tarkam Saradarian is he continuously wrote about this concept called avatars for 29 years. Uh, 29 years was writing on this topic called avatars. And finally, after 29 years of writing, we got this book called Avatars. This is what stands for real Talkham's work. Because people have been coming or asking or whatever I was observing all throughout 25 years is there are so many people who say, is this master the great or that master the great or which master to follow, which teaching to follow, that especially in India, there are so many people to follow. But what I could see is you go to all people and get tired or burned out. If you really want to understand what spiritual science is, what the real teaching is, every individual should experience the word called avatars. Is avatar an individual or personality, or avatar is a consciousness? So, if avatar are consciousness, how to understand them or be in their consciousness is what this book will reveal to you. That is why he said avatars, revelations of God. I'll write. I'll read something from this book. Tarkam Saradarian lectured and wrote about the subject of avatars from 1969 to 1996, a total of 27 years. Avatars, Revelations of God is a collection of Tarkam seminars, lectures, and written materials on the subject of avatars. The chapters are arranged in date order so that you can appreciate the unveiling of this mysterious topic. The great mystery, which we call God, or the one we do not know, expresses and unveils himself age after age through great revelations. And these revelations are called avatars. An avatar is an advanced spirit, an advanced soul who has one purpose: to serve humanity or to promote the divine plan and purpose whenever the need arises. An avatar is a man or a great being or a great entity that comes from higher realms to bring light, love, and beauty to humanity. We have many kinds of avatars from cosmic, solar, and planetary sources. We also have another avatar, that is you. You are divine, a spark coming from the source, that is almighty beauty, light, love, and wisdom. You are a spark coming from that great source. Chapters include your origins, sons of God, five kinds of avatars, duties of avatars, projected phenomena, universal principles and planes, and genealogy of higher beings. We hope that the subject of avatars inspires and changes you with the majesty and the mystery of the Creator. Adi ee book, Avatars. Okay? So, uh, So you take up meditation or you take up book reading or you take up service. Uh, don't think that you are doing it for as a obligation or like to please somebody or to be special or to be something else. If you become so natural, what happens is meditation, spiritual science, teaching, all these things will every individual, every human being has a program in him that he should finally become an avatar. That is what is the divine plan is all about. So at any given moment of time, if we think that we are egos, we are unnatural. If we think that we are illusions, we are unnatural. We think we are physical bodies, it gives us so much of suffering. If we think that we are emotional beings, we'll be more chaotic. If we think that we are the intellect, we get more confused. But only after having so many experiences, finally, every human being will understand that every human being is an avatar. That is what one needs to contemplate or meditate or concentrate or remind, uh, keep a reminder in his life that if you're an avatar, behave like an avatar. If you're an avatar, meditate like an avatar. If you're an avatar, do service like an avatar. And all avatars leave so much of light, love, and beauty on earth plane that at the end of anybody's life, everybody will know did they live like an avatar or no, is what one needs to contemplate. So today, what I'll do is I'll read a chapter called The Avatar That Is You. If you agree, well and good. If you don't agree, well and good. But this is a spiritual fact. This is a fact which makes all other things so small because all people think, except this, they think all other things, what I could see. But the only thing what is there in everybody's core, in everybody's essence, or whatever every individual may be at whatever level they are, but every human being is an avatar, is what is the final essence of the complete spiritual science. So if anybody asks, what did you learn from Tarkam Seradarian? Throughout his life, he was trying to activate this program, especially in the youth, uh, by telling a very optimistic and infinite or unfolding point that every human being is an avatar. So start understanding this point, the concept called you're an avatar, become an avatar and behave like avatar by reading all Tarkam books, by by doing meditation, and don't ever forget from today that you are an avatar. Okay, so this point has to be consciously repeated. Every human being is an avatar, 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 avatar. And this book, it took 27 years or 29 years to write, and I see very unscientific point is nobody spends 27 minutes reading such kind of books. That is what is the headache with all people. It took 27 years of time, energy to pen down the entire book, and I don't see people reading at least for 27 minutes this concept called avatars. And I don't see anywhere people speaking about these concepts. I don't see anybody speaking about avatars. That too, synthesizing all avatars. There is no my avatar or your avatar or Ambarpet avatar or Uppal avatar. There are cosmic avatars, there are solar avatars, there are planetary avatars. And where are other the distinctions are levels? There are no other levels. All teachings whom we are speaking or all photos all people are having in their respective houses, all those people are nothing but avatars. That's it. That is final point. I mean, where is the stupid comparison that this avatar is great, that avatar is less than this avatar? This is how stupid human beings are thinking, because no human being really says that I am an avatar. That is with the headache with all of these people. So we need to start from the basics that you are an avatar. I really don't know how many people listening to this concept yet believe that they are avatars, yes or no. If you're an avatar, behave like an avatar. If you're an avatar, why do you behave like a stupid physical attached human being? Why do you behave like an emotional being? Why do you behave as a only mental being? If you have 7 bodies, behave like a 7 bodies. Okay? So this is the concept. The avatar, that is you. An avatar is an advanced spirit, an advanced soul who has one purpose: to serve humanity or to promote the divine plan and purpose wherever the need arises. This is a broad definition. Write down and put it in your study room. An avatar is a man or great being or great entity that comes from higher realms to bring light, love, and beauty to humanity. I spoke about avatars in earlier lectures. I said we have solar avatars who supervise solar spheres. We have planetary avatars who come and help the planetary realms. Then we have national avatars who come at a critical time of our nation or any nation and bring light, love, and guidance. Then I said we have some avatars who are called solar angels. They are the ones who are guiding us, leading us into beauty, goodness, and truth. Today I am going to talk about another avatar. This avatar is you. You are avatars. Each of you is an avatar. And what is your responsibility? You are divine, a spark coming from a source that is almighty beauty, light, love, and wisdom. You are a spark coming from the great source. So, what is your duty as an avatar? We are coming from higher sources, but people think that we are matter. Once a scientist said, what is a man? A man costs 75 cents because he has 97 elements in his body. If you reduce man to the elements, you can sell him for 70 or 80 cents. So that is man's price. But we do not accept that. We think that man is coming from the central mystery of creation as a spark. The Upanishads say that like a spark from a great furnace, sparks went into the cosmic space and they are human beings. So each of you is a spark. Each of you is a potential seed of God. Each of you is a seed that eventually will bloom as beauty, goodness, and truth. Each of you is an acorn that is going to be an oak tree, so to say. So you are an avatar. If you start thinking that you are an avatar, then you are going to live in the spirit of solemnity and in the spirit of striving. You will have a plan and purpose in your life because you are thrown into space to do something. What is your duty? Your first duty is to bring illumination. It is so beautiful to bring beauty, health, and energy to the little lives that you are forming your body. You are going to think about that. You see, most of us are identified with our body, and we do not think about our body until the body is sick. We misuse it, we sap it, we force it, and we give lots of trouble to the body. When the body starts to cry, we pay attention to the body, but that is not the role of an avatar. If you are feeling that you are coming from God and going back to God, if you feel you are an avatar, a spark of light working to promote the divine plan and purpose, wherever you are, do not forget the definition. You are going to work to bring beauty to your body. Your body is going to be beautiful, and you can make it beautiful because you are making your body beautiful. You are helping the cells, the organs, blood, everything progress on the path of perfection toward the model it has in heaven, to the archetype of the body. So do not forget that your intention will be to bring beauty to your body. How are you going to bring beauty to your body? Your body will be really harmonious and beautiful. It can run, it can work, it can take stress and strain. The face is beautiful, the eyes are beautiful, the hair is beautiful, everything is beautiful. You are going to make it beautiful because now you have some choice. There are 2 points. One point is that you are spirit and you have a duty to the lives that are forming your body. You are not going to take your body for granted. The body cells are waiting like millions of children to be fed by your wisdom, light, compassion, attention, and intelligence. You are going to say to your body, I want my fingers to be really beautiful. I want my chest, my shoulders, my legs, everything to be beautiful. Everything will be beautiful. How can you make them beautiful? You know that it is by eating right food, drinking right things, exercising with real sports, gymnastics, running, swimming, and sleeping well. All the hygienic things that are necessary for the body. If you read the books, go to the doctors, philosophers, they will tell you how to do this. But I would say that you know it already. You really know how to make your body beautiful. Next, right relations are also very important. If you go with the wrong man or with the wrong woman, you are polluting and destroying yourself. You must know about that. You do not have a license to go with anybody, do anything. Go anywhere and destroy your sanity, your beauty, your health. That is not permissible. You cannot make your body beautiful that way. You are going to be really discriminative and to really discriminate. These things make your body beautiful. If you are misusing your energies and going from boy to boy, girl to girl, it is not good for you because you are going to pay for it later, whether you like it or not. What is your duty? Your duty is to be an avatar. What is being an avatar? It is bringing to your body beauty, health, and energy. Then you are an avatar. You will imagine your body cells. There are 10 billion cells, which means you have 10 billion entities, living beings in your body. 10 billion living cells that are waiting for you to guide them. What is your guidance? Doping, sapping yourself? Think about that. When you are walking, say, this is my body. It is so beautiful that I am going to teach beauty and health and bring it energy. Because you are an avatar, you have a great responsibility to each cell of your body. If it is necessary to read books about what food you will eat, how you will sleep, how will you communicate or relate, read them and make yourself wiser and wiser so that you are able to carry your own responsibility toward the lives of your body. If you do not take care of your body, then you do not have anything to say when you are taken on judgment. అర్థమవుతుందా? వినపడుతుందా? Now physical aspect is over. Next comes emotionally, you are going to be purified. you are going to bring purification to your emotional body. What is purification? How does it happen? Your emotional body is like a little lake in which every kind of trash comes and sticks. The trash of other people, the trash of politics, education, every kind of trash goes to your emotional body. The avatar is going to clean it of glamour, of the trash accumulating in your emotional body, such as hatred, jealousy, greed, fear, and anger. The avatar, that is you, is going to make your emotional body a really pure lake that reflects the sky, the stars. Is not that beautiful? That is joy. Then you are going to be an avatar of your mental body. The mental body has millions of atoms. Where are the atoms? Atoms lives just like you. If you are lying, you are destroying the light. If you are standing in the light, you are increasing the light. You are going to increase the light of your mental body. By all possible means, you are going to increase the light of your mental lives. Another way can increase the light of your mental body is by observation. It is very easy to practice observation. When you are talking with a girl, observe her face, observe her voice, you will learn. Look at how she is walking, look at how she is moving, look at what she is saying exactly. Attention and observation increase your light. You are avatars. I know I am repeating this. Each of you is an avatar because you are a divine spark. You have light. The first duty is to bring illumination. The second duty is to bring group consciousness to your home. It is so important to your group, to your home. What is group consciousness? Group consciousness is very easy. People complicate it, but it is very easy. Group consciousness is to think in a way that with your thinking, all profit. Do you see that? You will think in a way that everybody profits. You are not selfish, you are not separative, you are not sapping others or exploiting them. You are thinking in a way that for the benefit of all in the group or in your family, you are going to teach this to your family. If you are the father, the mother, you are a great avatar that the children, until the children are the age when they are greater than you, then you are going to learn from them. But do not fool yourself by thinking that they are new age and know everything. Churchill said something very important. When he came to America, they asked, "How do you like America?" He said, "I see that they are controlled by your children, and I think that is ruining us." Children are people who have no experience. Children are people who do not have real vision and the urge to strive. I am not saying that children cannot be more advanced than elders, but they must prove it before they lead you. So, Adibabu, you are an avatar. Okay. So, the contents of this book, what is an avatar? Next, evolution. తర్వాత your origins. తర్వాత discrimination. తర్వాత prevalent expectancy. Next chapter, most important, avatars and love. Seventh, the appearance of avatars. How do they appear? Ninth, the esoteric information at the June full moon. Next, sons of God. The Tibetan master on avatars. Initiation, unity of life, embodiments of revelation, duties of avatars, avatars and hope, the avatar that is you, building the bridge, questions on avatars, Dhyani Buddha, projected phenomena, monad and manifestation, bridging the gap, culture and civilization, universal principles and claims, great avatars, genealogy of higher beings, Dhyan Chauhan's higher beings, great ones and enemies. This is the complete book of avatars. Okay. So, if you want to meditate, again, don't say that, sir, meditation చేస్తున్నా problems వస్తున్నాయి, ఇది అవుతుంది, అది అవుతుంది. Meditation చేయడానికి ఒకటే ఒక intention or the plan or purpose is, if you meditate, you are bound to become an avatar. Okay. If you don't want to become an avatar, don't meditate. Okay. If you want to become an avatar, meditate. By meditating, don't say that I'm not an avatar. Again, there is a conflict. Okay. So for today's class is, you sit and think. You want to continue meditation, you'll become an avatar. I want to be a human being, you can live your life. But the spiritual facts, the spiritual literature says that you are an what? Avatar.
Avatar.
Avatar. You are an avatar. So behave like avatar, becoming like avatar, or whatever you want to do. But remember this sentence said by Tarkam. You are an avatar. Then all other things will become so small. Don't think again, I am a physical body, I don't have jobs, I'm not unable to get married, nobody loves me, I am old, nobody is there with me. All these things are small issues. If at all you really open the program card, you are an avatar, and if you can remind, then slowly your consciousness will expand. Okay. So actually, after reading this, I want this book to come into Telugu. We'll see. Okay, next year or in 2 years, what we can do. We'll get this book into Telugu. And then the most important concept. Everybody should understand these 3 words: cosmic avatars, solar avatars, planetary avatars. ఈ 3లో all people, all masters who came on the earth plane, they fall into these 3 categories: cosmic avatar, solar avatar, and planetary avatar. And there's a diagram everybody should see in this book. I'll show you the diagram and go to the next concept. Okay. ఇది బొమ్మ. We are here, we should go there. And it goes on and on and on and on. If you can keep this figure, then you will never be depressed, because our journey is eternal, infinite journey and ardhamaitadi. See, I'm keeping it close. Kanpadutunda?
Yes, sir. Yes.
This book, Avatars, Revelations of God. Okay. This is how real books help. They will teach you things which we really don't understand, or the books build bridges. And you should read right books. You should not read books which say, oh boy, you're a great professor, you're a great intellectual, and book. Any book which makes your consciousness expand and build, we have gaps, and those gaps needs to be bridged. Only such books are to be read and reread and reread. And one of such book is Avatars. So it takes 6 months to digest the entire book, assimilate it. Okay. Endukante a genealogy of higher beings is such a concept. We'll know the entire picture who is helping whom, how they are coordinating, how they are working, everything we can really feel and intuitively see. అంత అద్భుతంగా రాశాడు అవతార్స్ బుక్. ఏం ప్రశాంతి, యువర్ అన్ అవతార్, ఎస్ ఆర్ నో?
Yes, sir.
So that is the thing. After going through that the magnet of life, you people should slowly start reading this book. Don't again say, sir, I don't have that book అని అనకండి. నాకు 10 సంవత్సరాల నుంచి విని 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 చిరాకు పుడుతుంది. ఓకే,
We'll buy, sir.
you will buy or take a Xerox copy, but I really do, whatever an avatar does to read a book, do that. Okay, don't ask him
Yes,
for
sir.
what should I do.
Yes,
Behave
sir.
like avatar and do whatever you want, but I want you to read that book.
Yes, sir.
Yes. ఎందుకంటే it gives you the entire map of how everything is functioning, and this is such a important concept. I felt like this is the time to make that program and stimulate in you that you're all avatars. Literally, you're all avatars. But depends how much you accept, how much you function, or how much you digest. It depends on that. But that is a fact. All you people are avatars. I'm not making you like a balloon by saying, but that is a fact that everybody is an avatar. All avatars behaving like egos. All avatars who are behaving like full of vanities. And all avatars, especially they think that they are intellectuals. That is what is the headache with nowadays. You think you understand that you are not ego, you are not vanity, you are not intellect, then it's fine. You understand that you are an avatar. That is what is a real fact presented in Tarkam teachings is everybody is an avatar. Even a person who creates so much of problems in your life is also an avatar. That is also written in that book. Avatars and their enemies is also the most important concept. That should be read and reread, that concept. Last chapter. Only after reading that chapter I could understand the entire Pyramid Spiritual Society. Okay. What is happening with Patrisa, what is happening with other forces, all these things I could really contemplate and in a position to understand was reading that last chapter. If you want, I'll read that chapter, otherwise I'll go to the next.
Yes, please, sir. Please, sir.
You
Yes.
want me to
Enemies of avatars. Because in the cancer day before 2 days back I was reading, sir, enemies ki manam చాలా grateful గా ఉండాలి, because they will show you the way.
Not the thing,
They will
actually the facts presented was wrong. Okay, so I'll read, then you understand to your level. Okay, great ones and enemies. It is so erroneous to say the reason humanity so well remembers Buddha and Christ is because they both were fortunate in having powerful enemies. వినపడుతుందా
yes, sir.
అందరికీ?
Yes, sir. వినబడుతుంది.
This is a consciousness of martyrs, a consciousness of defeat and failure. Great ones were remembered and worshipped not because they had powerful enemies, but because their teaching was of infinity. They became infinite because they had captured the souls of the people. They could not die. They were living in the hearts of the people. No great ones considered their enemies. They denied them, even if the enemies killed their bodies.
Yes, sir.
They did not have enemies in their consciousness because they saw in them the will of God and karma, even the oneself. Buddha and Christ looked to their enemies and friends as equals. Can you do all these things? It is not necessary to create enemies to be great. Understand this line. It is not necessary to create enemies to be great. Enemies did not add to the greatness of the teachers, but they distorted their images. They lied about their life and misled people's opinion about their purity and integrity, and this continued for ages.
Yes.
Enemies are not helpers. They are permanent distorters. They use every method to divert the teaching for their own ends. Praising enemies is to encourage them in their destructive work.
Okay.
They must be watched carefully to clean the mess they drop. And this is also a great loss of energy and time for the teachers and a delight for the enemies. Great one stand by their greatness. No enemy can make them greater. They are supported by the evolutionary energies and forces, and they overcome as much as possible the dirt that the enemies put in their way. They do not need enemies to radiate. Radiation is innate in them. Whether there are enemies or not, they will radiate. No enemy creates greatness. Greatness is within the teacher and it radiates out because of opposite conditions, but because of atmosphere of love, dedication and devotion that he created in the hearts of the people, thereby gaining the approval of great ones. Enemies try to conceal the great ones in caves, homes, forests and remote territories so as not to allow them to share their light, the purpose for which they came at that historical moment. Their influence was delayed and the time was not apt to receive their teaching. Great ones did everything possible to shine their light, and eventually they lost their bodies to their enemies, which they could not have used for further service. So this is what I could find in this Corona time. Corona time, this fellow, I found this fellow, Khatarnak fellow, but I want to talk about him. In the country, I want to show you what you need to do. Anup Kumar is a very great meditation teacher. He wrote 2 books. The first book is This a Dream? Or the second book is about health and spiritual medicine gurinchi. What I liked about him, I want to show you. Okay, after the class, again visit this website. The website is anupkumar.com. Is a mind body strategist and he's a meditation teacher. Okay, na?
Okay.
Okay. So this guy is the fellow. Okay. Actually, these 2 books. Can you see, Prashanti?
Yes, sir.
Is this a dream? Reflections on the mind
Michelangelo's
and
medicine.
Michelangelo's medicine. How redefining the human body will transform health and healthcare. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So what you should do is, most of the things are free. Okay, free ఈ మెడిటేషన్ స్టార్టర్ కిట్ ఫ్రీగా మీ మెయిల్ ఐడి పెట్టుకొని యూ కెన్ డూ దిస్ కోర్స్ విత్ హిమ్. ఓకే
Okay, sir.
Okay.
This is what I found very interesting. Can you people see this?
Yes, sir. The three stages of meditation.
Okay. So first, what is meditation? Why is meditation important? You can go through. Now, most important thing, what are the 3 stages of meditation? I want to show you people. Okay. And this aspect and Torkam's aspect, you need to understand. So spend some time. Can you see, all of you can see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's describe 3 stages of one of the most common types of meditation. First thing, stage 1, observing thoughts and feelings. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is often the most difficult stage for someone starting to meditate. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thoughts fly around with dizzying speed. Memories erupt. Frustration bounds. Am I doing this right? I'm not doing this right. How the hell do people actually meditate? Why did I do this? How am I supposed to control this mind? It controls me. ఇవన్నీ వస్తాయి అన్నమాట. Okay? If you
Yes.
have all such kind of, if you had these thoughts or having these thoughts, give yourself a pat on the back. These are the symptoms of early success in stage 1. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I am not kidding. Everyone has similar thoughts and frustrations. Okay?
Right.
This is known as stage
One.
స్టేజ్ 1 ఆర్ మైండ్ లో ఉన్న ఒక లెన్స్ నుంచి చూస్తుంటారు వాళ్ళు, ఒక కళ్ళద్దాల నుంచి వాళ్ళు స్టేజ్ 1 లో ఉంటారు. ద స్టేజ్ 1 ఇస్ నోన్ యాజ్ అబ్జర్వింగ్ థాట్స్ అండ్ ఫీలింగ్స్. ఓకే. స్టేజ్ 2
Okay.
అబ్జర్వింగ్
Silence.
ఫస్ట్ దాంట్లో ఏం అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తుండే?
Thought
Thought,
and
feelings.
feelings.
థాట్స్ ఫీలింగ్స్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు యు గాట్ ఫ్రస్ట్రేషన్, బట్ నెవర్ గివ్ అప్ దేర్. గో టు ద సెకండ్ లెన్స్ ఆర్ స్టేజ్ 2. సెకండ్ స్టేజ్ ఇస్ నోన్ యాజ్ అబ్జర్వింగ్
Silence.
silence. This stage begins when attention shifts from content and the thoughts and feelings to the silent gaps in between the content. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
You make an intention to ignore the content and instead focus on the
Silence.
silence. Now, as stage 2 progress, the duration of gaps will increase. A gaps, నీలో
Silence.
ఒక థాట్ మధ్యలో ఉన్న గ్యాప్స్ స్పేస్ పెరుగుతుంటది. అప్పుడు సైలెన్స్ లో నువ్వు ఎక్కువ ఉంటావు.
Yes, sir.
పాయింట్.
Yes, sir.
దట్ ఈస్ స్టేజ్ 2. Silence will seem louder than sound. Okay.
Okay.
The background will come to the foreground. All you stored, suppressed will be coming out. The busy world of thought content will seem more distant but still clear and relatable. A point of clarification. Sometimes you will notice silence clearly. Often you won't. Either one is success as long as you continue. Idemo, travel the road of silence. It cannot but lead you home. This first phase emo, you are observing thoughts and feelings. Okay. Second stage is known as observing
Silence.
It is second lens nichi chustaru, but they are continuing their practice. They didn't stop the practice. Remember that. You got the point?
Yes, sir.
Now you go to the stage 3. Stage 3, this is the stage of meditation that nobody tells you about, at least not the full story. Now see, every meditation session, are you losing or are you finding yourself? చెప్పండి. అరే రామా, ఇంకా ఆలోచిస్తున్నారు. లూజింగ్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ మీన్స్ యు ఆర్ లూజింగ్ యువర్ ఈగో ఐడెంటిటీ. కనపడుతుందా ఏమన్నా?
అనిపిస్తుంది సార్.
కనిపిస్తుంది సార్.
స్టేజ్ 3 లూజింగ్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ అంటే ఏంటి?
అన్ని మనం మర్చిపోవడం అంటే
మర్చిపోవడం కాదు, మీ
బాడీ
మర్చిపోయి
losing ego.
పట్టుకుంటారు అని అర్థం.
సార్.
దిస్ హ్యాపెన్స్ ఇన్ వాట్ స్టేజ్?
థర్డ్ స్టేజ్.
మన ఫస్ట్ స్టేజ్ డ్రాప్ చేస్తే థర్డ్ స్టేజ్ కి ఏమర్థమవుతుంది? దిస్ మ్యాన్ ఆల్ వేదాంత హీ సెడ్ దట్ మైండ్ హ్యాస్ 3 lens. Okay, the first lens is stage 1.
Observing thoughts and feelings.
Second lens is
Observing
silence.
Third lens is
Losing
yourself.
self. So meditation occurs if you use third lens antadina.
Okay sir. Yes sir. యాక్చువల్ గా మెడిటేషన్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఇవన్నీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అవుతూ ఉంటాం కాబట్టి
అవుతుంటాము. కానీ కళ్ళు తెరిచినాక మన స్టేజ్ 1 కి వెళ్ళామని కూడా గుర్తుండాలి ప్రశాంతి అమ్మ.
ఉంది సార్.
అదే చెప్తున్నా. మళ్ళీ ఉంటే మళ్ళీ అక్కడ ఎందుకు ఉంటావు? ఇప్పుడు ప్రశాంతి, ఇప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ స్టేజ్ ఏమో రెడ్ గ్లాసులు, ఓకే. సెకండ్ స్టేజ్ ఏమో ఎల్లో గ్లాసులు,
ఓకే.
థర్డ్ స్టేజ్ ఏమో నల్ల గ్లాసులు,
okay.
Now you want to have 24 hours, whatever glass you wear, you see the objects in that color, yes or no?
Yes sir.
So ఈ 3 glasses lens లో which lens you want to put in your mind?
Third lens.
Third lens,
Third one.
you will be a soul, yes or no?
Yes sir.
So practice that.
Okay sir.
You got the point?
Yes sir.
Yes sir.
అదే కదా, ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఫ్రస్ట్రేషన్ ఇవి అన్ని అబ్జర్వింగ్. ఇప్పుడు నా ఆలోచనలు కాదు, మా ఆవిడ ఆలోచనలు కూడా నేను గమనిస్తుంటే నాకు ఫ్రస్ట్రేషన్ వస్తుంది. అప్పుడు నేను ఏ కళ్ళద్దాలు పెట్టుకోవాలా? అరే నాకు ఎవరు చెప్తలేడు థర్డ్ పెట్టుకోమని అని ఆ ఆలోచన కొట్టుకపోతావా? ఒక 10 minutes గ్యాప్ తీసుకొని యూ కీప్ ఏ బ్లాక్ గ్లాస్ అండ్ అప్గ్రేడ్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్. What he is saying, these 3 classes are there in the mind.
Yes sir.
Which choice will you make at a given moment?
Third choice we have to take.
మా ప్రశాంతి మాట్లాడతలేదు.
అది కంటిన్యూ చేస్తే వస్తుంది అని నా ఫీలింగ్ సార్.
వస్తది అన్నది, అది వస్తది అంటే ఇంకా నువ్వు ఈ గ్లాసులు తీసి ఆ గ్లాస్ పెట్టుకుంటలేవని అర్థము.
Yes sir.
You got the point. You are still stuck with that one thought which is stopping you. ఇంకా చేస్తలేదు కదా, అది ఎప్పుడో చేస్తే కదా వచ్చేది, చేద్దాం. అది కూడా ఆలోచన కాదా? నువ్వు మాట్లాడేది కూడా ఆలోచన కాదా?
అవును సార్.
మళ్ళా ఆ ఆలోచన మాటలు మాట్లాడాలా? ఆ ఆలోచన సైలెన్స్ కంటే ఎక్కువ పోయిన మాటలు మాట్లాడాలనా? You understood? Yes or no? Tell me.
Yes sir.
Otherwise I'll show you one more article. If you tell, I'll speak.
Please show me sir.
Okay, నేను మెల్లగా స్క్రోల్ చేస్తాను, అది చదువు చాలు. Okay.
Okay sir.
There are 3 lenses you can view life configured as mind 1, 2, 3 at this moment. Okay.
Okay.
Now what is mind 1? Only read the first line.
You view life as a separate individual.
Okay. Next slide.
The leading indicator of mind 1 is the sense of localization with the body.
Okay. అది ఇంతకు ముందు చెప్పింది ఫస్ట్ ది. People who observe their only thoughts and feelings, They use a lens called what?
Body.
What? They use a lens called mind one.
Mind one.
మైండ్
Yes.
వన్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్ ఏంటంటే వానికి ఎంత ఇంగ్రెయిన్ అయిపోయిందంటే వాడి బుర్రలో ఇప్పుడు నీకు ఎంత చెప్పినా నువ్వు యూ థింక్ దట్ యు ఆర్ సెపరేట్ ఇండివిజువల్.
Yes.
నేను వచ్చి నేను అవతార్ అంటే నమ్ముతావా?
Mm-hmm.
బికాస్ వై? బికాస్ యువర్ మైండ్ వన్ సెపరేట్ ఇండివిజువల్ పార్ట్ లెన్స్ ఈస్ ఫంక్షనింగ్.
Yes.
యు గాట్ మై పాయింట్?
Yes, sir.
సో కొంచెం కిందికి రా. Mind one seems totally right and natural in the modern secular world. Okay? Mind one is reflected in science total focus on physical things.
Physical things.
Microbes, subatomic particles. ఇది అందరికీ ఉంటుంది, నీకు ఒక్కదానికే కాదు. బట్ నీకు మెడిటేషన్ చేసి ఏం చేయాలి అంటే విచ్ లెన్స్ ఆర్ యూ సీయింగ్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ అండ్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ వరల్డ్ మీన్స్ యు ఆర్ సీయింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ మైండ్ వన్ లెన్స్. ఓకేనా?
Okay.
Now come to mind two. Sadhu, mind two is centered in the unity of mind and body.
Okay.
It is not necessarily to see yourself confined to the physical package. Is mind two ఉన్నవాడు ఏంటి అంటే he is going into silence. He is not identifying with the thoughts and feelings. ఇది mind two is. For most people, mind two begins to dawn when they meditate or do yoga, finding access to the quiet mind that lies beneath the surface of restless, active mind. Within this discovery comes a way to see beyond separate ego's fruitless search for perfect pleasure, power, and success. As a deeper vision of self and life soaks to experience, mind two is
established.
ఇప్పుడు నీకు mind two established or are you functioning from mind one?
Two, sir. Two. Mind two.
Mind two unte mind one మాట్లాడింది మాట్లాడతావు. Okay?
Okay, sir.
You say you are mind two.
Yes.
Now we go to mind three. Mind three expands awareness beyond all particulars. It is radical defining of what we mean when you use the indicator eye. It places you in an infinite field of pure awareness. Now you are not functioning from ego, you are functioning from awareness soul level. Now which lens is this?
Mind three.
Three. So every individual has these three lenses: mind one, mind two, mind three.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Now at a given moment of time, who will tell you to use which lens other than you is what I'm asking.
Yes. We ourselves has to decide or
first chaduvu. Mind three has been known for centuries as liberation. There are no more mind forged manacles, as the poet William Blake memorably called our self-imposed limitations. Chaduvu, mind three is open.
Mind three is open to everyone, but there is a large obstacle that must be overcome, which is this. We are convinced by the lens we see things through already. Each mindset feels real and complete. You identify with physical things in mind one, the most important thing being your body. In mind two, you identify with your field of awareness as it brings experiences and sensations that rise and fall. Because it takes an inner journey to reach mind two isn't where the mass of humankind is, yet without a doubt anyone can go there. Mind two is a more natural fit than mind one. In fact, because if you see yourself clearly, you cannot doubt that thinking, feeling, and doing is constantly on the move, ever changing, ever renewing itself. But
now you tell me, mind one and mind two are creations, while mind three is uncreated. Okay?
Okay.
It is the womb of creation. When we arrive there, the inevitable feelings is that we have returned home at last. Okay?
Okay.
For a visual journey through these three minds, visit this website. Okay?
Okay.
Now you tell me, ఇప్పుడు చదివినావు కదా ఇది? Now ఇప్పుడు we are going to which website?
Anup Kumar.
అనూప్ కుమార్ మైండ్ లో. ఓకే ఓకేనా?
ఓకే సార్.
ఇది కనపడుతుందా?
వేర్ ఈస్ ద మైండ్?
వేర్ ఈస్ ద మైండ్? ఓకే,
ఎస్ సార్.
టేక్ 3 ఈజీ
ఫుల్ బ్రీత్.
ఓకేనా?
ఓకే సార్.
ద మైండ్ డెవలప్స్ త్రూ
3 స్టేజెస్.
ఫస్ట్ మైండ్. ఈ వీడియో ప్లే చేసి చూడు. ఈ వీడియో ప్లే చూస్తే వి డిడ్ క్రాస్ ఫస్ట్ మైండ్. ఓకే, అర్థమైందా?
ఓకే సార్, చూస్తాను.
యు గో. ఫస్ట్ మైండ్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ద ఫస్ట్ మైండ్ డివైడ్స్ ద వరల్డ్ ఇంటూ మీ అండ్ యూ. నువ్వు వేరే, నేను వేరే, దిస్ అండ్ దట్, హియర్ అండ్ దేర్. All this is when the personality crystallizes as the first mind, it becomes a thing. According the first mind sees a physical world of things. First mind em chustadante only physical world le chustadi. This is known as
first mind.
First mind. The first mind feels like it's in your head. It is thought to be created by and located in the brain like a physical thing anukuntuntav. These are the characteristics of which mind?
First mind.
Amma. Now where do you feel like your mind is located? Okay, first అయిపోయింది. You got convinced or not convinced, I don't know. Now what is the second mind? Okay,
okay.
Second mind ఏం చెప్తది? I and me and I am the world. The second mind is the integrated mind. The duality of me, you, here, there, now, then, this, that. Subjective, objective is seen through like opposing characters in a dream. The doubts of philosophy, limitations of science and abstractions of mathematics are reconciled in the
second mind.
ఇప్పుడు second mind ఏ కదా?
Yes sir.
The world is seen and felt as imagination. నువ్వు second mind ఏ కదా? Okay. Is the mind in your brain or brain in the mind? The second mind is
non-local.
Now what is the third thing? Third mind. In video చూడు.
Okay.
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 The third mind is
no mind.
No mind. తర్వాత చదువు.
Beyond thought, beyond identity, infinity.
మళ్ళీ బుర్ర ఇప్పుడు ఇన్ఫినిటీలో ఉందా? ఐడెంటిటీ లేకుండా ఉందా? థాట్ లో ఉందా?
మెడిటేషన్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఇది ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అవుతుంది సార్. మళ్ళీ తర్వాత
నాకు నేను చెప్పేది ఏంటి, మెడిటేషన్ చేస్తే మనుషులకు ఈ 3 మైండ్లు ఉంటాయని తెలుస్తుంది. ఈ థర్డ్ మైండ్లలో ఉండండి అని చెప్పేది ధ్యానము.
ఎస్ సార్.
నేను మెడిటేషన్ చేస్తున్నా అని చెప్తూనే ఉంటావు, నేను ఓన్లీ మైండ్ వల్లే వాడుతూనే ఉంటాను అంటే ఇప్పుడు 2, 3 లేనట్ట. ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు 3లో లేవని చెప్పి అది పనిచేయడం ఆపేస్తుందా? అది ఉంటుందా? హలో,
ఉంటది సార్, అది ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అయ్యి ఉంటుంది.
థాట్ ఓన్లీ మెడిటేషన్.
You may not use that. You got my point? అయ్యో రామా తల్లి, నీ ఇంట్లో 3 గ్లాసులు ఉన్నాయి, కళ్ళద్దాలు ఇవి 3 ఉన్నాయి ప్రశాంతి. ఓకే
సార్, అది ఓకే సార్, కానీ బియాండ్ థాట్ అనేది కాన్షియస్ గా మెడిటేషన్ స్టేట్ లో ఉంటేనే అవుతుంది సార్.
స్టేట్ లో ఇప్పుడు ఆ స్టేట్ ని నువ్వు ఇప్పుడు యు ఆర్ ఆర్గ్యూయింగ్ నౌ, ఆర్ యు ఫంక్షనింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ సబ్. ఇప్పుడు నేను కొంచెం సరే మీకు ఇప్పుడు అర్థం కాలేదు కదా, ఐ పుట్ ఇట్ ఇన్ టార్కమ్స్ లాంగ్వేజ్. ఓకేనా? ఓకే. నౌ స్టేజ్ 1 is known as separatist thinking.
Okay.
Second stage is known as, first stage is subconscious mind or separatist thinking.
Okay.
Second stage is called as conscious stage or mind thinking.
Yes.
Third stage is known as heart thinking or cosmos thinking. ఒప్పుకుంటావా?
ఓకే సార్.
నువ్వు మళ్ళీ మెడిటేషన్ చేస్తే థర్డ్ లోకి వెళ్తాను. ఇప్పుడు చెయ్యని 20 years నుంచి నేను చెప్తున్నా ఏంటి, చేస్తే అక్కడికి పోతా, చేస్తే అక్కడికి పోతా, కానీ చేస్తలేను నేను. నో, వేరే అమ్మాయి
సెకండ్ ఫస్ట్.
ఫస్ట్. ఓకే, నేను చేసినా చేయకపోయినా డూ యూ థింక్ దిస్ 3 states ఆర్ దేర్ ఆర్ నో?
ఎస్ సార్.
అవి ఎప్పటికీ ఉంటాయి. నువ్వు చెయ్యట్లేదా, ఏ కారణం వల్ల చేయట్లేదు నేను అడగట్లేదు. These three things are left for everybody. They are there.
ఓకే.
You go or you don't go is your headache. But what I am saying is, ఈ 3 lenses ప్రతి ఒక్కరి మైండ్ లో ఉంటాయి. సూపర్ కాన్షియస్, కాన్షియస్, సబ్ కాన్షియస్. నీ ఇష్టము, నువ్వు సబ్ కాన్షియస్ నుంచి పనిచేస్తావా, కాన్షియస్ నుంచి పనిచేస్తావా, సూపర్ కాన్షియస్ పనిచేస్తావా. బట్ ఆ 3 things నీ మైండ్ లో ఉన్నాయి is what people are saying.
ఓకే. ఓకే సార్.
You got the point?
ఎస్ సార్.
Now what I'll say is, as he said, no, now this is కనపడుతుందా? కనపడుతుందా?
మీరు స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేస్తున్నారు, చిన్నగా కనిపిస్తుంది.
ఫాంట్ చాలా చిన్నగా ఉంది.
సరే సరే, నేను టార్కమ్ లాంగ్వేజ్ లో ఈ ఫస్ట్ లెవెల్, ఫస్ట్ మైండ్ ని ఏమంటాడు అంటే లోవర్ థాట్స్ అంటాడు. సబ్ కాన్షియస్ ఆర్ లోవర్ థాట్స్ ఆర్ వాట్ ఎవర్ నేమ్ యు గివ్, బట్ ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్. ఓకే
ఓకే. ఓకే.
అర్త్ బౌండ్, సెపరేటివ్,
ఎస్,
సెల్ఫిష్,
ఎస్,
క్రియేట్ అటాచ్మెంట్స్,
ఎస్ సార్,
రిపల్సివ్, fanatical, self destructive,
yes sir,
aggressive, full of vanity and showing off,
yes,
past oriented.
okay.
Now which mind you are? ikkada 1 2 3 ivi lower thought same naku. Then I want to show synthesize the thing and you are not allowing. Nenu emantuna ippudu 1 2 3 undi. Okay, now ఇప్పుడు నేను లోవర్ థాట్స్, ఈ లోవర్ థాట్స్ ఈ 1 2 3 లో ఎక్కడ ఫిట్ అవుతాయి?
1 లో ఫిట్ అవుతాయి. నిజంగా మనం ధ్యానం చేసినామా, ఈ 1 ని వదిలి బయటికి పోయినామా, ఇంకా 1 లో ఇరుక్కున్నామా? ఫస్ట్ నో ఇట్. ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, యు గాట్ మై పాయింట్?
yes sir.
Now go to second, higher thoughts. Higher thoughts అంటే సెకండ్.
Okay.
Sky bound. Do you do daily sky bound thoughts?
yes sir.
రెండు, analytical and deductive.
yes sir.
Build relationships.
okay.
You are tolerant,
yes,
progressive,
yes,
self actualizing,
yes,
challenging,
yes,
are full of joy and spirit of sharing.
yes sir.
Thinks only about present and future, never thinks about past.
yes,
Your group consciousness,
yes,
detachment and freedom.
yes,
ఇవన్నీ ఉంటే మైండ్ 2.
okay.
ఇప్పుడు మైండ్ 2 మైండ్ 1, ఈ మైండ్ 2 లో నీకు ఇవన్నీ ఉంటే హౌ కెన్ యూ బికమ్ బోత్ స్కై బౌండ్ అండ్ అర్త్ బౌండ్?
no we can't sir.
మళ్ళా either you can be in use mind 2 or mind 1. How can you use both? Either you are thinking about future or you are stuck in the past. How can you be use both mind 1 and 2? You tell me, you tell clearly to yourself, are you using mind 2 more or mind 1 more?
mind 2 more sir.
Then అదే mind 1 more and mind 2 more అయితే కనుక you cannot do earth bound.
no I'm not.
నువ్వు రామా మెడిటేషన్ చేస్తే you cannot do earth bound. Why are you?
That's what I'm saying sir.
You first thing you are taking everything to self referral and I'm not talking to self referral.
okay.
సెల్ఫ్ రిఫరల్ మైండ్ 1 తీసుకుంటారా 2 తీసుకుంటారా?
1 sir.
మళ్ళా వాట్ ఎవర్ ఐఎమ్ సేయింగ్ యు ఆర్ టేకింగ్ సెల్ఫ్ రిఫరల్, అగైన్ సే యు ఆర్ మైండ్ 2. టేక్ సమ్ టైం, థింక్.
okay sir.
నౌ థర్డ్ కూడా ఉంది కదా?
yes sir.
థాట్స్ ఆఫ్ ద హార్ట్, కాస్మాస్ బౌండ్.
okay.
ఇది చెయ్యవా? ఓన్లీ స్కైతో అయిపోయినావా? సింథసిస్ ఇది చెయ్యవా? ఓన్లీ అనాలిసిస్ ఏనా? హోలిస్టిక్ ఇది చెయ్యవా? 4 కంపాషనేట్. ఇప్పుడు చెప్పు 2 బెటరా 3 బెటరా?
థర్డ్ బెటర్.
మరి why you are not going to 3rd? 4th, you are liberating.
ఓకే.
You are selfless.
ఓకే.
You are electrical.
ఓకే.
You are all understanding.
ఎస్ సార్.
You are all understanding. You understand the entire creation. You are ever expanding.
ఓకే.
You are self-creative.
ఎస్.
You are enlightening.
ఎస్ సార్.
You are full of bliss, serenity and beauty. You see the vision for the future in any given moment. Now you tell me 1, 2, 3. You have 1 parameters, 2 parameters, 3 parameters. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
ఎస్ సార్.
You said you are in 2.
ఎస్.
Now if you do meditation, you should go to 3.
ఎస్.
Now some people will be in 1.
ఎస్.
So you stop looking through 3.
నో.
That is what I am saying. నువ్వు ఎదుగుతున్నావు, ముంగటివాడు ఎదుగుతున్నాడు. అట్ ఎనీ గివెన్ మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ టైం ఈ 3 లెన్సెస్ నుంచి ఒకటే లెన్స్ నుంచి చూడగలడు. He cannot be 2 in a given moment.
ఎస్ సార్.
So if you meditate, if you understand, if you are
Okay.
a soul, you will function from 3rd. If you are a real meditator.
ఓకే సార్.
Adi, this is meditation. This is what I learned from Anup Kumar.
ఓకే సార్.
ఆల్ థాట్ గ్లోరీ థింకింగ్ బుక్ నంతా ఈ 3 స్టెప్స్ లో పెట్టాడు. దయచేసి ఈ ఆ వెబ్సైట్ లో ఈ స్టేజెస్ లో ఆయన మెడిటేషన్ కోర్స్ ఒకటి ఫ్రీగా పెట్టాడు, దయచేసి చెయ్యండి అని మీకు ఈయన వివరాలు చెప్పడానికి చూపెడుతున్నా అంతే. చేస్తారో చెయ్యరో, మీకు ఆల్రెడీ 3లో ఉన్నారు, కొత్తగా 4 కనిపెట్టి 4లోకి వెళ్ళారో మీ ఇష్టం. నాకు అర్థమైంది ఏంటంటే టార్కం ఏదైతే లోవర్ థాట్స్, హయ్యర్ థాట్స్, హార్ట్ థాట్స్ అంటాడో ఈయన స్టేజ్ 1, స్టేజ్ 2, స్టేజ్ 3, లెన్స్ 1, లెన్స్ 2, లెన్స్ 3 అని చెప్పాడు. ఇంత సింపుల్ గా చెప్పాడు. ధ్యానంలో ఈ స్టేజ్ 1లో ఇరకొక్కకండి, స్టేజ్ 2లో ఇరకొక్కకండి, స్టేజ్ 3కి రండి, దయచేసి ఇవి చూడండి అని చెప్తుంది.
ఓకే సార్.
అమ్మా, థ్యాంక్ గాడ్, గాడ్ సేవ్డ్ మీ టుడే. ఓకే
ఓకే సార్. వినిపిస్తుంది? లేదు సార్, మ్యూట్ చేసి ఉన్నారు మైక్. అందరు డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వస్తుంది.
కాదు, అందరికి కనపడుతున్నాయా లేదా నాకెట్లా తెలుస్తుంది అడగకపోతే?
లేదు
లేదు లేదు, కనిపిస్తుంది సార్.
కనిపిస్తుంది సార్, కనిపిస్తుంది.
I am not in stage 3.
ఓకే సార్.
So see this website, see these videos and learn better simple things. Don't always be in a dreamy zone. నాకు అది తెలుస్తుంది, నేను అది చేస్తా. ఇప్పుడు కళలో ఫ్యాంటసీలలో ఉండకండి, ఇవి ప్రాక్టికల్. మరి అన్ని తెలిసింటే ఇట్లాంటి ఒక వెబ్సైట్ తయారు చేసి అందరికి టీచ్ చేయండి.
ఓకే సార్.
ఏం చెయ్యరు, ఎవరిని ఏం చేయనియరు, కూర్చొని ఇట్లా చూస్తా ఉంటారు గాల్లా. దాని తర్వాత I have a new book. I am reading this book also. This is one of the finest book. I think I'll take it in next class. This book title is known as Emotional Intuition. Okay, most important book. Emotional Intuition for peak performance. Secrets for the sages for being in the zone. Okay, why could all spiritual masters do so much of work? How is it possible? And this person has done so much of research. Jason Gregory. Okay. This is the most important thing: emotional intuition. Okay. Now, actually, I wanted to take this into 4 points. Okay. So this is also most interesting book. మెడిటేషన్ చేస్తే ఒక మనిషి యొక్క ఎఫిషియన్సీ, పర్ఫార్మెన్స్, ఫిజికలీ, ఇమోషనలీ, మెంటలీ, స్పిరిచువల్లీ, ఆర్గనైజేషన్ వే, సర్వీస్ ఓరియంటెడ్గా, వర్టికల్గా, హారిజాంటల్గా, హౌ కుడ్ వన్ ఇండివిజువల్ రియలీ డూ సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్ ఇన్ వన్ లైఫ్ ఈజ్ ఏ ఏరియా వేర్ సైన్స్ ఈజ్ మోర్ ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ అనమాట. అంటే ఎనీ గివెన్ మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ టైం ఒక మెడిటేషన్ చేసే వ్యక్తి యొక్క ఫిజికల్, ఇమోషనల్, మెంటల్ అండ్ ఆల్ థింగ్స్ హౌ ఆర్ దే సైంటిఫికలీ వర్కింగ్ ఈజ్ వాట్ హీ అబ్జర్వ్డ్ అండ్ రోడ్ దిస్ బుక్. సో దీంట్లో 2 ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, హాట్ కాగ్నిషన్ అండ్ కోల్డ్ కాగ్నిషన్ అని ఇన్ డీటెయిల్గా చెప్పి చాలా అద్భుతంగా రాశాడు ఈ బుక్. So everyone should read this book. The book is Emotional Intuition by Jason Gregory. కూడా తప్పనిసరిగా ప్రతి స్వాధ్యాయ స్టూడెంట్ షుడ్ రీడ్. ఓకే.